I'm Blind Ohio Gamer, and this is Madden 21. Really excited to be able to play this for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy it. As always, huge football fan. So I enjoy making these videos so that if you haven't really followed the NFL, you can sort of see what it's like, and also for accessibility coverage. It's always really cool to be able to show off some of the hard work that goes into talking to developers about making their games more accessible. And Madden, which is an electronic art title, is no exception to this. So
Face of the franchise.
today we're going to be playing week 6.
Franchise is selected.
It'll be the Rams versus the 49ers today, folks.
Entering current franchise
Last
screen,
week,
you have
week
two options.
5,
You have 5
it was the
options.
Rams
Classic
versus
franchise. Cloud
Washington
save is
football
selected.
team, and I got a loss on that one. That was a really tough game. Couldn't get the run game going. Couldn't get the pass game going. You know, it was a tough one. Defense showed up though. Played pretty good defense, um, but yeah, that was a tough game. So against the 49ers, it's mainly like a dual threat kind of team. They throw in, they run. So it's gonna be a tough game, as it always is when facing the 49ers. Rams 49ers always have really good games. So I'm gonna try to get a win out of this.
You have 5 options. Classic franchise. Cloud save is selected.
I'm gonna pop into the franchise,
Entering
and
franchise
everything should be
advanced
set to
week.
dive on
Play a
in.
season game is selected. Things to do, you have 4 options. Play fence only. Play full game.
Play the full game, of
Entering
course.
team select screen. The San Francisco 49ers, the home team,
All
are
right,
selected.
that's
Ready.
who we are playing today. Try to get the run game going early. Sprinkle in a little bit of passes here and there. But mainly, I'm a run type player. So,
it's Sunday Night Football.
but with the new accessibility in Madden 21 on the PlayStation 5, passing is not out of reach as it used to be in some of the older consoles. You have a little bit more detail with who's open and where you're passing to, so that makes things, a whole lot better, in my opinion.
As we'll see Jimmy Garoppolo and
Jimmy,
the San
Jim
Francisco
Jim.
49ers taking on Matthew Stafford and the Los
Yep.
Angeles Rams.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago. This crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in
So of course, try to score early as possible, so I can get on the board, get some points on the board, and then get the ball back in the second half and add to the lead. That would be the perfect game, in my opinion, for this situation. Definitely don't want to get behind early.
They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship
All right,
here.
so they've lost 2 straight.
Before
Before last week, I had won 3 in a row. Of course, got that loss last week, so now I'm trying to get my win streak back up.
They come off a disappointment last time out.
All right,
They put an end to their modest
kickoff
3-game
left.
win streak.
All right, folks, here we go.
Set to go now in week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Taken about 7 yards deep, and they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. First time we get to see the 49ers offense behind their quarterback, now in his 7th season as a pro from Eastern Illinois. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance.
Entering
2
play
touchdowns,
call.
2 interceptions
Cover 3
last
cloud.
week.
Cover
But
1
all he
LB
focused
blitz.
on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Taylor Rapp with a pick. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their 32-year-old quarterback from the University of Georgia, the 12-year vet Matthew Stafford.
And what he's thinking about right now is first down, let's find a way to make a big play. Because when you get a sudden change situation, that defense has to rush onto the field unexpectedly, you might catch them having a defensive breakdown or not quite prepared.
And it was really sudden after the first play picked off. They'll run. This is Darrell Henderson. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Play call.
Tackle that time by Akello Witherspoon.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
They'll run for the first time here with Brown. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
He'll find Henderson there. It's complete. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and this defense will take over right at midfield.
Cover 1, Wilbur 3 press.
Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage.
Number 9 showed you.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. A free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
And that is incomplete.
Entering play call.
Had no man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
Entering
so the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series.
Entering play call,
that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe he'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
They can't corral him. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down
there.
7 yards there and a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
It's a pickup of 4 to bring up 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On 2nd down now. It's Brown, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Play call. Coach suggestion.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's Stafford.
R1.
Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 36. Out of the gun, they give to Henderson. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Play call. Coach
a quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
R1. Triangle.
Now it's Brown. About 3 yards there to the 27.
Entering play call.
There, the defense was ready. It looked for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
They'll run on third down with Brown. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. No score after 1 on EA Sports.
R1. Triangle.
On first down, Stafford here. That's into the hands of Reynolds. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
HD quick base. 26 to alert X looky.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Triangle.
A run here with Brown. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Malcolm Brown, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there. Now the extra point try forthcoming.
Pad attempt is selected.
It's up, it's good, and the Rams take a 7-0 lead. A 10-play drive that time. And it was Malcolm Brown who ended it with a touchdown run.
Entering play call, special, kickoff middle, kickoff right.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10.
FS blitz.
Here we go. What do you need? Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike 51.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Debo Samuel is the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
They run with a postseason star from a year ago. It's Raheem Mostert. And the Rams defense gets to him again behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is really floating around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Entering play call.
That's one way to
Cover
convert
man.
on third down, picking up 26 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. The all-everything defensive tackle, Aaron Donald, the one who made the play there.
Another big play there by Aaron Donald, the NFL's Defensive Player of the Year in 2017 and 18. We know he can rush the passer. He's also dominant in the run game. The quickness for a man his size often defeats the offensive lineman trying to block him.
And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the third down.
Entering play call.
His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions.
3 on first down.
Cover one, Robert.
A 2nd and 7.
Over Storm Brave.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 23.
Entering play.
13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Cover 6.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Cover 6.
It was the linebacker Leonard Floyd on the stop.
Cover 6.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Entering play. Cover 1 hole. Pinch Mike 0. Cover 1 Robert Breath. Cover 4 Cover 6.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. To throw on 2nd and 6. Garoppolo. That's complete to the tight end Werner. And the Niners are going to have a first and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line.
Cover 1
his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
But free press. Cover 6 press.
Here we go.
Pass.
Garoppolo toward the center of the field, but it's
Entering play call. Cover
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain, it's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone.
Cover 9 showed you. Overload 3.
Knowing them and knowing what we've just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
The LA defense up the snuff in coverage there. Pushes this to 4th down. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
So they
Entering
get the
play
field goal,
call,
but that was a
special teams, you have
14-play
6
drive to get
options.
3.
Return left
Sounds
to
like you're going
selected.
negative on me
I
there,
was.
partner.
I was.
Sounds like you're
I
thinking
know.
the 3 is just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So,
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the
Entering play
defense
call,
down.
and now out on the
strike
field, here
HD
comes
scheme.
Los Angeles. And still
Russers.
plenty of time remaining here in the half, more
Strike
than a
HD
minute.
scheme.
We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as
R1.
much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the
R1.
team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play
Entering
downfield,
play,
terrific. If you
Flanders
can't, everyone
PhD
hustle to the
draw.
line of scrimmage, either run another
Flanders
play or clock it and start over again.
An
R1.
incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
R1. Cross.
And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The 49ers now going to use the first of their
Entering play,
timeouts.
inside zone.
As he'll talk it over here
Inside
before
zone.
what'll be an
Inside
important
zone.
3rd down. From the gun to give to Henderson. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Now San Francisco going to call their
Entering
2nd
play call,
timeout
punt.
as they'll stop
Kick
it with
punt
just
ability
over a minute
release.
to go
Punt,
before
punt.
halftime. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Set to take over again here on offense, Jimmy G and the 49ers. He's got to
Cover
dig
9,
deep here, doesn't he?
overload
Team's
3.
losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't
Yes.
press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
He was
Entering
trying to
play
get it to
call,
George Kittle.
cover
It's
1
tight
hole.
end. And that'll bring up
Overstorm
2nd
break.
down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 23
Entering
yards to
play
pick
call,
up there.
cover 9 showed you.
Deebo Samuel's another
Cover
one of
1,
those young
cover 4,
receivers that
cover
not
1
only looks
robber.
like a running
Mike
back,
Blitz 0,
but
1
plays
Sam
like one
SS,
after the
cover 3
catch, and he had
cloud.
one of the
1
best
Sam
seasons
SS
among
Blitz.
2019's rookie receivers. Just over 800 yards receiving, but by the time the playoffs hit, he'd become WR1 for the 49ers, and now with the departure of Emmanuel Sanders, that should give him even more looks. Look for him to catch the ball
Entering
downfield
play
and
call,
also
3
take it out
Sam
of the
SS Blitz.
backfield.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Garoppolo throwing deep here for Coleman. That's going to be caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Tevin Coleman.
Entering
His
play
4th
call,
touchdown on
coach
the year.
suggestions.
And
There
the
are 6
49ers have
categories.
now taken the lead. Well, you're not going to hear Jimmy Garoppolo mentioned among the strongest arms in the league, but that doesn't mean he can't beat you with a long one.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver
Entering play
streaking
call,
downfield, and you know
special
everyone was
teams. You
thinking,
have 6
throw it, he's
options.
open.
Return
What a
left to
connection there
selected.
for the touchdown.
On the return is Henderson. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Entering play zone
Here's the
fixture.
Los Angeles
Inside
offense as
zone.
they get set
Zone.
to take
Inside zone.
possession.
Zone.
And with time
Ins-
quickly
PhD
fading
base.
here in the
Zone
2nd
fixture.
quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. 7 yards on the pickup there, and
Entering
it'll leave
play
him with a
strike
2nd
HD
and 3.
scheme. Strike HD scheme.
So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports halftime report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. From there, we'll make the trip down to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. 35-21, the final score. And finally, on Monday Night Football, we'll wrap up the weekend with a good one between the Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates
Entering
these
play
two
call,
teams as we
special
come back
teams,
for
you have
this
6
second
options.
half.
Return left is selected.
The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. And he returns this to the 22.
Let's go, baby. Whoa, I can't stand myself.
L.A. set to take over again
Entering
on offense.
double
Their
post.
defense has done the
Empty end
job.
zone,
Now it's the
WK.
offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
Set, waiting.
Circle.
From the gun, here's
Circle.
Stafford. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And they're able to get this one across
Entering
the
play
35.
call. Trail
He
shape.
was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got
dive.
one here, and he also picks up a first down.
But when you think of the Rams and their passing game, sometimes Robert Woods gets overlooked. But if I told you he led the team in targets for the last 2 years and had 139 last year, would you be
Entering
surprised?
play call.
Probably.
Mesh spot.
But now with Brandon
Jet
Cooks
sweep.
gone from the roster,
Mesh
they'll
spot.
look in his direction
AHD zone
maybe
double.
even more.
Mesh
And I
spot.
just love the intensity that he plays the game with.
So
Triangle.
they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
R1.
Out of the gun, Stafford.
R1.
Incomplete, almost intercepted.
Entering play call.
They
Skip.
haven't picked him off yet.
Zone
Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down.
Triangle. R1.
Throwing is Stafford.
Triangle.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
Entering play
You get
call.
the sense that
Hunt.
they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Jimmy Garoppolo and his offense heading back on the field. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep, because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes,
Entering
go
play
routes,
call.
right?
Cover
What's
1
that
robber.
you love? What's that
Go
right?
slant
Four
3.
verts.
Over. Cover 1 robber.
Working
Go
because they're able to
slant
find
3.
ways to get deep and for him to show off that big, big arm.
Audible.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great.
Back, check, 59.
On 1st down, Garoppolo. His throw incomplete.
Entering
A
play
lot of
call.
times it's that
Man
first
double
read that
bust.
you have. Maybe you
Mike
get
with
it in
0.
pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
There you go. 26, Mike. 26, Mike.
Back to the air on 2nd. It's Garoppolo. Again looking for Samuel, this time the catch made. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks
Entering
keep all
play.
the receivers
Cover
alive
9
for the
showed
play,
you. One
never
Sam
lock in
SS
on any
blitz.
one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field.
Audible.
And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Here I come. Here I come.
Throwing on 1st is Garoppolo. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. 3 yards the gain there.
Entering
2nd
play
down.
call. Man double bus. Go. Man double bus.
Here we go.
Pass.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
They'll run here with Coleman out of the gun. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Entering play call.
In the first
Cover
half, he was
6
held in
Timber.
check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
He'll let this go deep for... And that's caught inside the 30. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the third quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Entering play
Really
call.
nice job
Robert
picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And the 49ers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Entering play, cover 3, engage 8.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Yes.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. 51 the mic, boy. 51. I got it.
They'll run with Mostert. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Raheem Mostert.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it,
Entering
keeping the
play
fight
call.
where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, 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 and finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
That'll be taken about a yard deep, and no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. L.A. readies for its next possession. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. A shotgun snap for Stafford. He's got his target. It's the tight end, Tyler Higbee. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down. On the counter, it's Henderson. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Triangle.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Don't jet. Stick.
2nd down and 3.
Triangle. Square.
Now Stafford.
Triangle.
He'll get this one to Cup, complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards and just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And the next-gen stats show him reaching at a top speed of 20 miles an hour. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Triangle. Triangle.
Stafford now to throw.
Triangle.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the Rams are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Entering
it's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll look to run with Henderson, and he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here, back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Good job there defensively to push them back on 1st down. I'm not sure if this is 4-down territory or not, because they can kick the field goal and get it back within the...
And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Gerald Everett, his first touchdown on the year. And the Rams are able to get back within a touchdown. So very late in the
Entering
game
play
here, but
call.
with that
Coach
score, some light at
suggestions.
the end of
There
the
are 8
tunnel.
categories. You have
Now
15
they look at the
options.
score and say, hold on a
Attempt is
second.
selected.
This thing's not over yet. Let's keep battling.
And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's
Entering
culminated
play
by
call.
a 2-yard
Kickoff
touchdown
heel.
run.
Kickoff right.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Here's Dante Pettis on the return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here are the Niners to take over on offense. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. Micah Kaiser was in on the tackle.
Entering play
Randy, you know how
call.
many times we've
Cover
done
1
games,
Robert.
and at the start of the
1
fourth
Sam
quarter, we
SS
see
blitz.
both teams hold up the 4 fingers. Fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it.
Entering play
And let
call.
me tell you, if you're a
Cover 1
running back,
goal.
all
FS
you want to do is
blitz.
get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there.
Right here, guys. Fight.
Entering screen resume.
Coming for you, son.
Garoppolo looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And this is going to be incomplete.
Entering play call.
And sensing the
Return
momentum
right.
maybe changing
Return
here a little
left.
bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So Matthew Stafford in
Entering
the
play.
offense.
Strike H
Down
scheme. Double
17-14.
dig.
A little under 2.5 to go. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10.
R1.
That's taken in by Henderson. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own
Entering play call.
19-yard
Coach
line.
suggestions.
He was
There are
unable
8
to shake free there.
corner
They'll
strike.
cover him for a loss of a yard. Well, plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
Triangle.
And this defense is already
R1.
playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're
Entering
playing
play
really
call.
loose. They've
Throw
got the
combo.
lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
A 2nd and 11 from the 19.
Triangle.
From the gun, Stafford.
Triangle.
Get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this
Entering
point
play
in the
call.
game.
Coach
Pass
suggests
rusher
player.
extraordinaire.
Formate.
D Ford
Concept.
that
Error.
time, getting the
Play type.
sack.
Special.
Boy, he came in off the
Pass.
edge so quickly there.
Quick pass.
Look out,
Hail
because
Mary.
that's exactly
Screen.
what it was
Hail
being
Mary.
shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
R1.
Now Stafford. He's going to let it fly. It got his man complete. 20, 10, touchdown LA. Robert Woods, his first touchdown on the year. And the Rams are going to jump back in front. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight.
Entering
The home
play
run ball here in
call.
the 4th quarter to take the
Suggestions.
lead.
There are
There's
8
nothing like being
categories. You have
aggressive,
15
preaching that
options.
to your team,
Pick
and then
that
following
direct
through.
snap.
All the way through.
Head
Go ahead
him.
and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. It's up and good to make it 21-17. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
Entering play call. Special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Pettis now on the return. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call.
We're all right. Just call the call. We're going to play. Come on now.
Entering play call,
set him
coach
up with not great
suggestions,
field
there are
position.
6
Not at all when you
categories.
tack on the penalty. But that field position after the
Cover two,
return
cover
wasn't
4 drop.
terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
Now we're first and
Pass.
10 at the 11.
26 Mike, 26 Mike.
Back to throw. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 21 yards. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football,
Formation,
understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Event. Concept, there are 6 categories. Zone blitz
From the
3G.
32 now, here's first and 10.
Vertical hook L.
To throw is Garoppolo. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Entering play call, 3G.
13 yards
Event.
there and a Niner first.
Formation. Concept, there are 6. Play type, there are 6 categories. There are 3 subcategories. Option set to cover to zone 24
And his
plays. You
throw's
have
gonna
5
be
options.
incomplete.
Entering
He
play,
was hoping to
zone
get
blitz
that one to
3G.
Tevin Coleman in space. But it's going to be second down.
Pass.
He'll look to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of
Entering
bounds,
play
according to
call,
the headlines.
cover to sink.
Incomplete, so the ball a little
Play,
late getting there, and it's
plays.
third down.
Coach suggests
They'll probably spend a
cover,
little extra
Michael
time
0.
dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And unable to
Entering play
connect,
call,
incomplete.
cover 6.
Give them
One
credit,
Sam
they
SS
took their
blitz.
shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Down
Pass.
4 late, got to go for it here on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So the defense asked to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their
Entering
record,
play,
that goes
zone
down
pick
as a
jet.
successful play. It doesn't
Inside
matter
zone.
how they got there, how it happened.
pick jet.
They got it done.
HB
They're
zone,
the ones that are
close
jubilant.
zone STR.
And the
Inside
Rams
zone.
now coming out on the
Inside
field.
zone.
And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the
Entering
clock
play
with
call.
24 seconds to go in the
Inside
game.
zone.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike.
Again, it's Henderson. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds
Entering
left to
play
go.
call. AHB. Inside zone.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Now a run with Henderson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout.
Entering
As
play
they'll stop
call.
it with
Zone
17
pick jet.
seconds to go in
Zone
the
pick
game.
jet. AHB base. Zone pick jet. Inside zone. Zone pick jet.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
It's gonna be a long day, offense. It's gonna be a long day.
Cross.
They'll try and run for it with Brown. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th.
Entering play call. AHB dive.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles, and really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done games where you just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So for LA, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Finish game. Entering franchise hubs. Upgrade player. View message. X Factor LB is selected.
Alright, I'm gonna get out of this message thing and go and see what players I can upgrade.
Entering franchise. Play season. Upgrade players. Entering player
Who we
upgrades
got?
screen. You have two options. Josh Love is selected. Ashawn Robinson. Josh Love. Strong arm. Scrambler. Improviser. Scrambler.
So he's obviously a quarterback. I think he's second string quarterback.
Power rusher. Speed rusher.
Alright, so now I got two DBs that are speed rushers, so that should help
Entering franchise hub screen. Things
put
to do.
pressure on the QB.
Advance week. Play season game is selected.
Alright, so not a bad game. I did try to get ahead really quick. Got that first touchdown, that was pretty good, but they did score, but eventually I made a comeback in the fourth. My defense played really good. I was trying to sort of think what they would do in the situations, whether they be like passing or run. They did tear off a few really good passes that I, of course, wouldn't have liked them to, but it's not that bad. I am sad that I wasn't able to convert that interception, because that would have been really, really good. Like, especially at the beginning of the game, like that interception would have been great, but wasn't able to convert that. So, it is what it is. But next week we have for week 7 Chicago Bears, which actually Chicago is who the Rams play. I think it's on the 12th. August 12th. Yeah, August 12th. The Rams play the Bears for the first for preseason, so that should be cool. But here in our franchise for week 7, we'll be playing the Bears. Alright? So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button for me and tap that notification bell. If you enjoyed the content, then kick the like button for me. I'm Blind Ohio Gamer. Thanks for watching.